Hello everyone, this is the second section of the nationalism in India. Before going to start the session, I would like to say the objectives of this session. Through this session, we have to understand the clear idea of the satyagraha and non-violence, to develop the positive attitudes about the event and incident of the history, and to understand the successful story of the three satyagraha done by the Mahatma Gandhi, and to respect the all freedom fighters, those who conducted and participated in that event and incident. So let us start the topic, the idea of satyagraha. What is the idea of satyagraha? As we all of you know that Mahatma Gandhi recently came from the Africa, and in Africa he have done the successful mass agitation method, that is nothing but the satyagraha, and he fight against the racial systems. Same method he utilized in India also. So first we have to understand the concept of the satyagraha. Satyagraha is a concept that it is emphasizing the power of the truth, and it is a need to search for the truth. If you have to understand the real, and you know that it is suggested that the cause is true and the struggle is against the injustice, then physical force no need to utilize against the oppressor, and there is no any kind of the vigilance or being aggressiveness. Satyagrahi can win the battle of such a kind of the oppressor through the non-violence. Such a kind of the concept was given by the Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi said that the power of the truthfulness and the power of the non-violence and the ahimsa, that is the dharma of the country, and that can be unite all Indians. It was the concept and the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. We have to understand in more detailed manner about this concept. As you know that there are some prejudice in the mind of the people about the non-violence. So I would like to say the concept this in a very easy manner. Actually there are some negative opinions about the non-violence in the mind of the people. Actually non-violence is a weapon of a strong person, not a weak person. If you observe that non-violence, the person who have the capacity to defeat their enemies, who have the power to destruct their enemies, but then also he don't want to do that, because first and foremost philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, we have to follow the path of non-violence. It means that you have to understand the clear concept what exactly Mahatma Gandhi want to say to all of us. The person who have the capacity to fight against this situation, but then also he is not doing, that is called the non-violence. It is not such a thing you have to put the one kind of the things that you have to be agree and you have to very weak and you have to use it. The non-violence is not a weapon of the weak, it is a weapon of the strong person. You have that power to fight against the injustice, but then also you follow the path of non-violence. So let us understand the three successful stories of satyagraha done by Mahatma Gandhi. First we will start from the Champaran. Champaran in Bihar 1917. As we all of you know that the British treat India as a colony, and they forced to the Indian peasant to sow the indigo, because indigo has a great demand in the international markets. British take the indigo from Indians and sell in the China, UK and European countries for the more profit. And this kind of the system was going on from the as soon as they came to the India. So from 1715 onwards they established one kind of the agreement that is called the Tinkati agreement. Tinkati agreement means that tin means 3 and katta means that is the unit of measurement. It means that in a 1 bigha there is a 20 katta, and out of this 20 katta they have to be 3 ratio have to be sow the indigo. And this kind of the agreement was there between the British plantations and Indian peasants, and Indian peasants were also agree because they get the advance money through this indigo plantation, and this kind of the way they are living their lives. But later when the invention happened about the artificial dye in Germany, there is a demand of the organic indigo was declined, and then also the British were forced the Indian peasants to sow the indigo, and they refused to the also advance money, and also they increased the more taxes to the Indian peasants. So the Champaran peasants were totally fed up, and they asked the help from the Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi helped to them to give such a kind of the relief from the revenues and taxes. And this kind of the satyagraha was happened in the Champaran in Bihar. All of you know that what is the minus point of the indigo plantation? It needs the more water, and after utilizing such a plants in the farm, the fertility of the land totally damaged and vanished, and it cannot be utilized for future. So that's why the Indian peasants were not agree any kind of the demand of indigo from the British plantation. Then also British were exploit the Indians, and such a exploitation was regularly done by these people, and that's why there is against such a kind of the injustice, satyagraha was a novel method utilized by Mahatma Gandhi, and that is successfully done. And after they came to India, Mahatma Gandhi has complete the first successful satyagraha in Champaran. Second section is that about the satyagraha of Kheda district in Gujarat. As you all of you know that there is a Patidar peasant. They are very famous and very hard workers to make the cultivation of the crops and have a lot of profit. But in the year of the 1918, there is a severe drought, and another point is that there is a monsoon failed. So that's why these peasants are not getting a maximum profit through the farming. Another point is that there is a severe plague in this year, and because of that, near about the 17,000 people were died. In such a kind of the natural calamities and the number of problems, the British government also reassessed the data, and they thought that to increase the taxes by the 23%, and that's why they made such a data and arrangement. When the peasant come to know this fact, they thought that how can we pay the tax and how can we also pay the increasing tax, and for that they approached to the Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi was engaged to another topic or another issue. They requested to the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel to have the survey and documentation and present that to the British Parliament. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, with help of his friends and the followers, he had collected some data and exhibit that file to the British Parliament and British government, and they come to know the fact that really the situation of the peasant of the Kheda district is very pitiable, and they are not able to pay the taxes. So after such a kind of the great struggle and the novel method of the satyagraha, the taxation and the revenues which was imposed on the Kheda district peasants from the 1918 to the 1919, it was given the relaxation, and such a way the successful of the satyagraha was done by the Mahatma Gandhi with the guidelines and the method, with the help of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and the Kheda district peasants were won the battle without any kind of the violence. Let us understand the third successful story of the Ahmedabad Satyagraha in Gujarat. As you all of you know that this is the year of the 1918, and there is a plague epidemic was there, and because of that plague epidemic, near about 10% of the people of Ahmedabad get affected, and there is one situation that workers were not ready to go for the job and the production. The owner of the mill were thought that how can we call the workers back for the work, and for that they announced the plague bonus for the workers, and workers were also get ready to do the job for the production. And after the January 1918, the plague ended, and the mill owners decided to stop the plague bonus. So mill workers were thought that okay, no problem, you can stop the plague bonus, but you can increment or give the increment for the salary. The mill owner said that we can increase your salary, we can give the increment, but we can give only 20%. But it was not enough for the workers, and that's why workers decided to go on the strike. And such a problem was going on between the owner of the mill and the laborers. So for that solving the problem, Mahatma Gandhi was called out that, and Mahatma Gandhi decided to have the case study about the all workers and labor in an international levels. What is the situation of the international workers and laborers in the mill? So that Mahatma Gandhi come to know that by doing this all case study, and because of that study, he said to the mill owners that through all the production and the situation, near about the 35% increment should be given to the mill workers. But the owner of the mill were decided that we will give only 20%, and that's why there is a quarrel and there is a strike was going on. Some workers were behind Mahatma Gandhi, and some already accepted the offer of the 20% because they have to run the family and they have the problem. That's why they went to the job. And the division of the group of the people in such a working group, Mahatma Gandhi decided that how can we will get the justice if you are not come together, and that's why Mahatma Gandhi decided fasting till his death. And once the workers come to realize this situation and they decided we have to be united, the workers, those who went in the mill, they come back and join to Mahatma Gandhi once again, and at the end of this situation, the owner of the mills have to be agree to give the 35 increment to the workers and laborers and to give the better living condition. So this is nothing but the novel method of satyagraha done by Mahatma Gandhi in such a way. In this session we understood that what is the satyagraha, what is the concept of non-violence, What is the philosophy of Gandhiji about the satyagraha and non-violence? What are the successful satyagraha done by the Mahatma Gandhi? First one is Champaran Satyagraha, second Kheda Satyagraha, and third one Ahmedabad Satyagraha. And in this way we understand the real successful starting of the non-violence and satyagraha and the Gandhian era in the modern history of India. Let us dig in deep in history. Here I would like to ask some questions. First, who was known as a political guru of Mahatma Gandhi? Second, what is the complete shloka of Ahimsa Paramo Dharma? Third, what is the origin of this shloka Ahimsa Paramo Dharma? From where did this shloka has to be refer?